Hello and welcome back to the Innsmouth Case with me, Bardon. We are going to go back to the town square and load that chapter, see what happens. Innsmouth Town Square, the beating heart of the city, big attraction for local tourism. It is animated by groups of visitors who are chatting away in the sun. Not less animated are the lethargic locals who are lurching about the square. A rather creepy looking fountain is in the middle of the square. A gigantic fish-like stone statue stretches its claws towards the sky, with water flowing from its menacing jaw. The water sprays into the air, providing a refreshing breeze to the tourists sitting around the edge of the fountain. Looking at it closely now, it all rather looks like a giant drooling fish monster. The square is surrounded by handsome old buildings, although the side streets reveal the true Innsmouth, crumbling facades just far enough away from the average tourist doesn't notice them immediately. You also notice the mean grimaces of gargoyles sternly looking down onto the visitors from the corners of their buildings. You make a mental note to block out the Innsmouth architecture in future. At first glance, you can see the town hall and the police station behind the fountain. There should be a few more public facilities nearby, but you don't notice anything right away. Okay, so let's start with the town hall. Innsmouth Town Hall. Impressed by its grandeur, you whistle as you enter the lobby. You glean a sense of the former wealth and prosperity of the place. From before, well, wherever it was that happened here. A red carpet runs across the white marble floor, while the green velvet curtains on the wall unsuccessfully try to hide some of the cracks in the massive wooden beams. Specks of dust dance in the rays of light shining in through the row of grand windows. You look up at the ceiling and spot a massive candelabra hanging ominously above your head. It's exactly the kind of thing that would drop on the baddies in the fourth act of a caper movie. A series of ancient corridors go off to the sides into the belly of the bureaucratic beast. There must be offices with sinister civil servants dotted all around this place. Here in the foyer, only every third of the few counters is actually manned. With this kind of morale among the people running the town, it's no wonder everything's a bit off. The clerks who are working seem to have placed bets on who can move slowest. A very normal town hall indeed. What would you like to do now? Let's sit down in the waiting room. Maybe it's better to stick by the rules, wherever they may be. You decide to take a seat and wait in the waiting area. Surely you'll be called up once it's your turn. In the middle of the room there's a few benches upon which 6 men and women are spread. They all look up silently to the counters with the clerks. You sit down in the last position in a queue and hope for the best. The ancient wooden bench makes a squeaking sound when you sit down. Let's talk to the person sitting next to us. Psst, hey, you say to one of the people also waiting. He's a middle-aged man in a worn wool sweater. Thinning blonde hair adorns his pale skull. You have to concentrate hard to actually look into his eyes and not stare at the veins that run very visibly under his scalp. He turns to you with a frown, which makes his wrinkled head wrinkle even more. You wonder what you can ask him. How long does it normally take? How long does this normally take, you ask him, hoping not to sound too much like you're complaining. The man meets your question with a faraway look. A drip of saliva slowly dribbles down his chin from the corner of his mouth. His shoulders lift incredibly slowly. Stay there for exactly 4 seconds and then slump down. You feel a little sorry for him. He's probably been here far too long. The 3 clerks at the counter are dealing with their customers. From where you are sitting, you can see them listening to the villagers' concerns with expressionless faces. They ask the occasional question and take down notes. Wait, notes? Your hands claw into the rotten wood of the bank. You can make out circling hand movements and pencils. There are no monitors to be seen anywhere. Oh, very old-fashioned. Not even CRT monitors. Wow. These fools are still living in the Stone Age. There's no way they'll be able to help you. You decide not to waste any more time in the waiting area, like those other poor souls. You walk away from the benches and leave the men and women to their fate. Another plan is needed. Let's go directly to the mayor. Why not? What could happen? You can't just sit around and wait. You walk along a few of the dark corridors until you come to a massive door with shiny oak wood panels. It's bigger than any of the other doors, so this must be the right place to come. You walk into the room and lift your hand to shield your eyes from the light. A bright and clean office, just as if you stepped into another dimension. A man in a fit suit and lots of gel in his hair looks up and gives you a formal smile. Come in, how may I help you? Next to him, on a much smaller grey desk, sits a hunched figure in a cowl. Must be the assistant. The man rushes to you. Hello? Ah, hello! The assistant now gets up too and walks up behind the mayor so as to follow your conversation better. Judging from your colourful clothes, I can already tell you're not from here. The man points at your trench coat. I'm Mayor Van Pawn. Welcome to our beautiful town. So the mayor's a pawn, okay. I hope you're enjoying your visit. Sure. Oh, don't say anything. I know exactly what you're thinking. You heard about our idyllic little seaside town and have come here to experience it for yourself. Maybe you've even chatted with a few of the locals here. Just an innocent chat, as you do when you visit a new place. You talk and notice more and more that people here are different. They're quieter. You could call it humble even. Don't know whether we call it humble. But I do need some tea, so hang on a sec there, Mr. Pawn. You start to feel dizzy. How long is this guy going to talk without pausing for breath? You've got to understand, though, the courageous people in this town are honest people, fishermen, weather-beaten farmers of the ocean. The oldest trade in the world. They're not so well versed in marketing. So, I'll be the first to admit that, at times, they can appear odd to people from outside of town. Really, they all have a heart of gold. Let's mention missing people. Are you aware that a lot of people have gone missing in your town? The advisor whispers something. We can't be sure 100% what happened to these people. Maybe some of the people here are simply missing some of their old friends that they haven't seen for a while. I myself, for example, really miss the tiger who used to appear in those cornflakes ads. That tiger still exists. Yeah, Tony the Tiger. What are you talking about? Really? Oh man, I wish we had proper TV reception here. So I'm looking for this missing girl. Do you know that little girl has gone missing? Oh, that's terrible. I hope that she'll be found. You should definitely alert the authorities. The mother got in touch with me. She came into my PI office and hired me to find the girl. The advisor tugs on Van Pawn's suit and whispers something. I've just heard that I should not get involved in such precarious matters if I want to keep having a career. The mayor smiles and simply stares. Let's ask him for help. We know we're not going to get any, but let's ask anyway. This is about a child, for God's sakes. Have you no decency? The eyes of the stiffly smiling mayor wander briefly over to his secretary, who slowly takes out a tiny pipe. He blows into it deeply once. There's no sound. Damn it. Are they going to let a pack of dogs loose? Worse than that, 2 men enter the room. They're security by the looks of it. The fingers of the 2 already caressing their batons. Without being informed about the situation, they come straight at you with bored faces. Follow us. You don't really want to resist, so let's just follow them. You throw your hands in the air in an exaggerated gesture and follow the security personnel out of the office. The 2 don't even look around for you. They're simply continuing a pretty boring chat. Jesus, even the town hall security guards are walking sleeping pills. All of you wander through the corridors. Let's try give them the slip. While the 2 men continue on their merry way, you decide to give them the slip. At the crossing of the corridors, you sense your opportunity and calmly walk off to the right. Dog whistles are so humiliating. We need an alarm system or something. But how, with no electricity? Those are the last scraps of conversation you catch. You frown. You've always imagined it would be much more difficult to escape from a security guard. Perhaps you don't require any qualifications to be a security guard in Innsmouth. You rush back to the lobby before they notice your absence. As you hurry across the marble floor, you are almost overwhelmed with the sophistication of your escape. You will, of course, mercilessly embellish the escape part when you tell your neighbours back home in Boston. Still, you can't shake the feeling that you've just wasted your time in this place. You push your weight against the massive wooden doors and leave the town hall. Innsmouth town, what a strange experience. You just decide to avoid all other town facilities in order to not waste any more precious time. Following an inner voice, you march towards the little alleyways. Okay, and we're going to leave that one there. I'm going to see what these alleyways are all about next time. But we found somewhere new, so it's exciting. Right, hope you have enjoyed that one. Hope you're keeping safe out there, and hope to see you next time. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button there on the right, or checking out some other videos here on the left, or perhaps you might even share with some friends.